welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not concealer review on the brand new Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I also quickly do want to address my hair. I just got it done. I am obsessed. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I got rid of that like gray blonde. I was so over the blonde. Like if you guys watched my June favorites, you guys saw that I was just over it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spice things up and really have fun with the fact that my hair is so light right now because we are going back to the dark side in the fall. So I just was like, let's turn it up. Let's go pink. So I'm gonna stop going on tangents and we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So Too Faced came out with this brand new concealer and it is, I guess, I don't know like too much in depth about this, but they already had a Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which looked like this, which if you guys also watch my June favorites, you know that I've been obsessed with this concealer. I guess because I started hearing about this and I saw it just standing in my makeup space, I was like, let me go ahead and try this again. But this year they came out with this really close to the same time that they came out with all those new shades for the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I wanted to do a foundation review and concealer review all in one, but I was like, let me break it up. So I wanted to start off with the most popular and requested one, which is the Born This Way concealer. And then in a future video this week, you guys will be seeing me do a review on the Born This Way foundation, especially now that there's so many shades. I feel like more people are intrigued about it. So let's read a little bit about this. So it's supposed to be a super coverage concealer. You can conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch. This does retail for $29. So you are getting a really awesome product here and you're getting 0.50 ounces, which is a good amount for concealer, as opposed to in this one, the old one, where you got 0.23 ounces. And then let's see how much the Tarte Shape Tape has. Because I know a lot of people were comparing this to Tarte Shape Tape. They were like, this may be better than the Tarte Shape Tape. So let's go ahead and see. This one has 0.3381 ounces. So it has less than this Born This Way. I'm gonna quickly read the claims. It's supposed to be infused with coconut water to delicately replenish the skin. I love coconut water in all my products. I'm a huge lover of that coconut scent. It's one of my favorites. It has alpine rose to brighten skin's appearance and to promote elasticity, which is awesome, especially if you kind of want to make yourself look a little bit tighter and just snatched. That will be great. And it does have hyaluronic acid, which is supposed to help for a smoother, more youthful appearance. And then it says that it is hydrating, long-wearing, photo-friendly, and non-comedogenic. So those are all really good things to hear when you're reading and you're trying to see if this is gonna sell itself to you. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and test today. And I don't have anything on my under eye, so you can probably still see that it's not as pigmented right below the under eyes as it is everywhere else. So let's take this warm beige shade. Open it. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Look how it looks compared to the old one. That's really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and open this and just get straight to business. So this is what it looks like. Oh my god. Woo! And I'm just gonna kind of rub a little bit of the product off. So a lot of product came out, so let me just grab a little bit more. And it does have a doe foot applicator like this. So you all know that we love a good doe foot applicator, especially when we're doing concealer. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of work it upward with 3 stripes. It's kind of close to the shade of my actual foundation. It's a little tiny bit lighter, but it's still kind of close. I do have to say that if I were to use this one, I could also even use it if I wanted to do a very light coverage foundation. Because it is close to my skin regardless. So I'm gonna be taking my sponge and we're gonna be blending it out. It blends very, very easily. So this is the warm beige, but if you want to go a little bit lighter just for brightening purposes, you can, because this one is very close to our complexion, as you can see right there. So it actually covered really fast. And it doesn't feel thick whatsoever. You can see how it blended so easily. I know that with the Tarte Shape Tape, I did like it But what I noticed was that I was stuck there blending for so long that it just was way too much because it was so thick that I really needed to go in and back and forth until I really got that product in. This product, I did 3 stripes and it literally sunk right into my skin and blended out so beautifully with the sponge, and it covered everything. So right here we have concealer and right here we have no concealer whatsoever. So it just looks so good in comparison to not having it, and it just looks very fresh. And there's no creasing yet. I know that with some concealers, as soon as you put that concealer down, it creases right away for me. And that's the issue that I did have with the original Born This Way concealer, was that as soon as I set that down, I felt like it was just so creased. I'm kind of really impressed right now that it still hasn't creased, because you guys know my issues with creasing. It's a struggle to find something that's not going to crease so fast. So that is really cool right now. I'm like, wait, do I need to go ahead and set this? But I am gonna go ahead and bake it because I always just have to, because no matter what I use in the long run, like in 3 hours, it's gonna be creasing. And I've noticed that whenever I do this baking method, I do not crease. So if you're new to my channel and you don't know that I bake, I have to bake because we will have issues. So I'm just taking my Coty Airspun powder and my Morphe sponge, and we are just gonna go ahead and bake just directly where I crease. You don't want to do the whole entire eye. At least that's how I like to do it. I feel like when I do this whole entire area, not only are you wasting product because you don't need it all the way down here, but I also feel like it kind of can make your foundation and your concealer look cakey because you already have 2 products on the skin and then you're putting more powder over it. I just feel like it's too much product and it just starts to look super dry, super cakey, super full. So I just really target exactly where I crease and I pat it a few times. I'm gonna go ahead and compare the old formula to the new formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this one, the older Born This Way concealer, and I will tell you guys that this definitely is lighter than the other one, just FYI. So if you guys are like, girl, that's way too light, I know that. But I do like the brightening that this gives me. So we're just gonna do 2 light layers. I do have to say though that right now that I'm seeing the difference as I kind of went and striped it on, I feel like this one, the new one, stripes on way more seamlessly and just smooth. I feel like this one is a little bit more pasty, more thick, kind of similar to the consistency of the Tarte Shape Tape. So that's just something I'm seeing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just blend this. Yeah, like this one, I'm noticing that I'm having a little bit of a harder time. Do you see how it's kind of blending just a little bit harder? I feel like with the new formula, it was blending out really easy. So that is the old formula, as you can see. It still looks very nice, but I definitely feel like this one is more workable, the new Born This Way concealer. I feel like it's super fast. With the blending, it's super smooth. Even though I have powder right here, it doesn't look like it's getting cakey. It just looks like it's baking it. I know with some concealers, when you put on that powder, it just looks nasty. Kind of looking a little bit cakey near my creasing right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that before it gets really gross. And then we're gonna go back in with the new Born This Way concealer. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of highlight a little bit. You can see how this warm beige is definitely very close to my complexion. And I'm just gonna blend that out. It's a little bit lighter than my actual foundation. It blends out so fast. And I actually had to change my camera battery for a split second while I had it on the skin up here, and it felt really like cooling and fresh, very hydrated, and it didn't dry up. I know with some concealers, like as soon as you place them down, they start drying, so you have to work super fast. This didn't feel that way, and it blends out so fast and so nicely, which I think is key. I feel like there's nothing better than having a good concealer that will blend very, very well and very, very easily. So I went ahead on the nose and on the chin, and you guys can see that instant blend. I'm impressed. I am really impressed. So now I'm gonna dust away this powder. You can't even tell that I powdered it at all. So now let's go with this side. This side right here with the old formula of the Born This Way, I feel like my skin right around the creasing looks a little bit more caked up, like more like old. I don't know if it's because of me adding the powder and it setting, but compared to this side just looks super lightweight, fresh, young, youthful. So that's just a quick comparison. I think you guys can see that well. This side with the old formula just looks like dull, like old looking skin, and this one looks very like good, like just like tight and very thin and very like airy. So now that we have applied the concealers, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and give you guys my very first official impressions of the new Born This Way concealer formula. And just like a foundation review, we're going to be doing a wear test. So I'm gonna be wearing this concealer on the entire day, and we're gonna see how it does and the longevity of it, because I know some concealers after like 2 hours, they look like shiz. Some concealers look really good all day. So I wanna see really how this concealer works and if it's worth your $29, so stay tuned. Okay, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup, and I think I have some pretty good developed thoughts on the concealer. So I have to say the concealer looks absolutely amazing. It looks so lightweight on this eye. It doesn't even look like I have like a really intense concealer on. It just covered everything so perfectly, but still looks so much like skin, which is I feel like what a lot of people look for in concealers, because concealers tend to be used to cover the darkness, to brighten, and I feel like it does such a good job of covering the darkness, but still giving you looks like my skin. I do have to say that in the side of the old Too Faced Born This Way formula, it does look a little bit more like I'm wearing product, like fuller coverage. There's a little bit of clinging onto my skin right near the under eye area, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's really good that I was able to do one side, the old formula, and this side, the new formula, so I could really see the difference, and I'm noticing right away. So I have to say, thus far, I think that Too Faced has done a really good job of providing a new, improved, really great formula. You can definitely tell that they worked very hard to get it to where it is here, because it looks like a completely different situation. Okay, so the old formula is the one that is right here. The new one is this one right here. I feel like the old formula is a little bit streaky. You have to really build it, but it does give you more of that thick, fuller coverage. As opposed to the new formula, it's more pigmented as you swipe it on the skin, and it just looks very nice and hydrated. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my KKW Beauty brush, and I'm gonna blend, let me look in here. I'm gonna blend that one out. But you guys can see, and maybe I'm wrong, but it literally looks so much better with the new formula. I just feel like it blends so much smoother. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this concealer for the entire day, and I will be back at the very end of the day and give you guys my thoughts on how this concealer wears. Right now it is noon, so I will probably be back around like 7 or 8 and give you guys some final tea on the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Okay, so I am back. It is now 11:47 p.m. at night, and I am extremely exhausted. I'm ready to rip off these lashes and go to sleep. But I wanted to give you guys a final update on the Born This Way concealer. So first things first, we're gonna quickly just compare them, and honestly guys, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely so fresh, super crease free, and just very, very lightweight feeling. I do have to say though, the only thing that I think I may change, I may actually go ahead and exchange it for a lighter shade. That's just my preference. I kind of like it to be more of a brightening effect on my under eyes, because I just like that whole look with concealer. I feel like the old formula one, yes, it was a bit lighter than the one that I just bought. So I kind of like that more brightening effect with that, because I feel like this kind of blends in with my actual foundation color. So I may go ahead and exchange the color. We are loving it over here. So definitely check it out if you haven't done so already. If you are in the market for a new concealer, then you will definitely love this. If you're somebody that likes to use concealer just to kind of like spot treat certain areas. Like if you don't wear foundation and you just kind of like go in and just kind of, I guess, like to fix certain areas up, then you will really like this product because I feel like it conceals things super fast. It's really good coverage, but it still feels really lightweight on the skin, and I feel like that's really important for people. So I think $29 for something that has this much product is definitely worth the buy. So those are all my thoughts for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have any other recommendations for products you want to see me try out here on my channel, please go ahead and list them down below so that I can go ahead and check them out. And if you guys are new to my channel, you guys know the drill. Please go ahead and subscribe. I would love for you to become a family here on YouTube because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.